Previously on Flip Game Strong.
Stuff we missing, and they gonna tear it all up. This is like prime example.
So I love when they leave this here, because I'm like, oh, I just gotta slap the furnace in. I don't have to pay for no more metal fabrication. Thank you, thieves, for leaving this stuff. All right, family, what's up, y'all? I'm Dolo today. We are back, and we're back. Today we're doing the final stages of the flip. What we got going on today is I got the cleaning company out here, and then I got the inspector out. Anytime I list my houses for sale, anything that I'm flipping, I like to do a pre-listed inspection. That's where the inspector comes through and they check out the property before I put it on the market. Because typically what happens when somebody is purchasing a home, they hire a inspector to do the inspection, a private inspection, before they move forward with the deal. So today I called my own inspector out so she could let me know what's wrong with the house before I put it on the market. So that's kind of like a safety net for me, so that when it comes time to negotiate, once the property is under the contract, ain't no room to negotiate. I want top dollar. So the last time y'all was here, we still have some stuff to do on the rehab. Now we're finally done, literally 100% done. And I think I told you guys before that one of the biggest issues in Detroit is when you're flipping a house in Detroit is theft. So what we decided to do was we hired a house sitter at first. And the house sitter came, he stayed for about 2 weeks. I found out he was a crackhead. Well, anytime you get a house sitter, you know something is going on for them to stay in a house abandoned for $75 a week. Come on now, you know something going on. But the house sitter was supposed to be here. He went MIA for like 3 or 4 days, so we kicked him out. But when we came over here and did a walkthrough, when we gave him the boot, we realized that he had messed up the house a little bit. He had spilled red pop or juice, Kool-Aid or something on the carpet. So we had to clean the carpet. We stayed here for a couple hours getting the carpet clean. Mario finally was able to get that red stain up, luckily, because y'all know red don't come out of stuff. Another thing about flipping houses in Detroit, and I told y'all this a long time ago, is that once you put the furnace and the hot water tank in, the house is a target. So what we decided to do, since we had to kick the house sitter out, we went and got our security dog. He's in the basement. I don't know if y'all gonna play that clip, but when we came over here and did a walkthrough, we noticed that the carpet had... Get out. So we got the dog. We got a big German Rottweiler. We put him in the basement just to kind of guard to guard the furnace and hot water tank. Because if somebody gets in the house, if they get in, they break a window, whatever, they steal this stuff up here, that's fine. It's easy to replace a toilet or a sink or something like that. But a furnace and hot water tank, those are big ticket items, so it could cost a lot of money to replace those. So we decided to put the dog in the basement to kind of safeguard for the furnace and hot water tank. And then ultimately, if somebody breaks in and he's nervous or scared, the dog is gonna jump that gate, that thing that makeshift gate that we put in the basement, he's gonna jump that and come up here and attack him anyway. So I also secured the house with some security cameras. Got us an internet box so that we can have the cameras hooked up. So I think we good. But I want y'all to go take a look around. The countertops is in. Butcher block is my signature thing. I don't know if we showed this last time. I don't know how complete the house was last time. Butcher block counters is my thing. One thing, what I like about the butcher block countertops is that it's cheap or economical, and it looks good when it's finished. And then I decided not to put a stain on the floor and just to leave it a natural hardwood so that it can match the countertops. Essentially what we're gonna do is we're gonna put bar stools over here for the seating area. The refrigerator goes here. Haven't decided whether or not if I'm gonna put appliances in here or not, but this stove was just here for the house sitter if he wanted to cook or make some meals. And then too, we used it to warm up the house before we put the furnace and hot water tank in. So that's what the stove is here for. So typically when I'm rehabbing houses, depending on the neighborhood, I will install an appliance package, which is the refrigerator and the stove. But again, because we're a little bit over budget, I don't know if I'm gonna supply that. If it ends up being a deal breaker for the buyer, then yeah, I'll go ahead and throw a refrigerator and stove in here. But the house is ready. Like I said, we got the inspector in the basement. She's inspecting the stuff. Make sure the house is in good condition for it to go on the market. And then the cleaning company, they're upstairs cleaning up. So, you know, follow me around so I can introduce you to my crew. So we got the bathroom nice and done. We decided to save the bathtub because it was more economical for us. It only cost me $200 to reglaze the bathtub. I don't know if you guys remember from before, but the bathtub was messed up. It had all kind of gop and goo in the bathtub, but now that's gone. And then back here, that's my alarm system. Y'all hear? So back here, the primary bedroom. Remember, we didn't know what we were gonna do with this, if we were gonna take the wall out or not, but it ended up being really, really nice. It's a huge bedroom. We're gonna put the couch in here. We're gonna stage the entire house. Some of the furniture is here already. One of the things that I was trying to decide is where to put the couch and the bed and stuff like that. So take a look around. Oh, let me grab this. Is the blow-up mattress in here? Yeah, it is. Okay, let me show y'all in here. So one thing, when I used to stage my houses, I would stage them with full furniture, full mattresses, beds, and all that kind of stuff. But now what I learned on YouTube University, is that all we gotta do is put a blow-up mattress on top of 4 buckets and just put the covers and stuff on the beds. And then it'll make it look like a bed. So the blow-up mattresses was probably like $20 a piece. The buckets, $4 a piece from Home Depot. I need a sponsorship from Home Depot at this point. But, so we're gonna use blow-up mattresses. It's gonna sit up really nice, just like how it would if it was a real bed here.
Oh, so you put the buckets on the floor.
Yeah, so, yep, and then we're gonna put a bed skirt around the bottom to hide the buckets, and then we're just gonna put all the linen on the beds. Let me introduce y'all to my inspector. This is Tiffany with Imperative Home Solutions. And so what she does is she does all my inspections for my clients. And so what I did today is, like I said, before I put my properties on the market, now I always do a pre-list inspection. I told her to kind of go hard on me so that I can know what I need to tell my contractors they fucked up. So called them back like, hey, because what I like to do on my projects is hold back a 10% before I do my inspections, so that if they got some more stuff to do, they come back and they collect their 10%. Okay. Oh, go ahead, introduce yourself.
All right, my name's Tiffany. I'm with Imperative Home Solutions, owner, operator of Imperative Home Solutions. We're here today with Sade, one of my favorite agents, my favorite flipper. Basically, in regards to Imperative, I offer a lot of services. I do radon testing, mold testing. I do infrared imaging for every single property. I pretty much check your house from top to bottom and guarantee that you're getting a good, sound investment property. First time home buyers, doesn't matter. I'm gonna look out for you, make sure you're good. Okay, well today for the most part, the contractors did a decent job. The only thing that I'm gonna recommend, the major thing that I'm gonna recommend for Sade is for her to get the sewer line snaked, have everything cleared out. There's a little backup in the basement right now. There's a couple of water lines that aren't connected, a couple of outlets that are improperly wired. So she will go through, once she gets her report, the full report with everything, go through, make those corrections. Like she said, have her contractor fix them, so whoever gets this property gets a good property.
In a couple of areas in the attic, you can tell that there's some insufficient insulation. So this is what the infrared imaging picked up.
That's the purple?
That's the purple, so the light areas. It basically picks up temperature variation. So anything hot is gonna be the bright orange or red area, and then the purple is gonna be bluer or purple.
Okay.
So that's what you're looking at right there.
Okay.
In regards to the plumbing, I did see a couple of issues, like your bathroom, the spout for the tub, it just spins around in a 360. You wanna get that tightened up. You got a couple of outlets that you wanna get properly wired.
What's wrong with them?
Some of them are ungrounded, some of them the neutral, and there is reversed. Excuse me. I know for a fact that bathroom back there is ungrounded.
Okay.
So you definitely want to have that grounded. A couple of other areas, like I mentioned, the plumbing in the bathroom in the basement for the backup, and then the wash basin, the water lines aren't proper.
All right. So not too bad. Too bad. I've seen worse.
Yeah.
We've
So,
seen a lot worse.
I had some inspection reports that come back with like 50 to 100 issues on them.
Yeah.
Yours it's not gonna have that many.
Okay. Good.
It'll be under $5,000. I say around that. The sewer or the water backup, it could vary depending on what the actual cause is. I think I was here before and I wasn't able to run the sewer camera before, so I wouldn't be able to say what was going on with that, but a plumber would definitely be referred in that situation to come out, snake it or hydrojet it and see if they'll be able to find the location with the camera.
See, here's the thing. The job of the inspector is to find something wrong with the house.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is.
I've never been in a house I didn't find something wrong.
Yeah. So like even if it's a doorknob, like the inspector's job is to find something wrong with the house. That's just what it is. They're an inspector for a reason. So yeah, I mean,
Don't find out. You're like, what you doing?
yeah,
it's not
basically.
possible. It's just not possible.
Yeah, like they just came in here and did nothing. Yeah. But like she said, it's impossible for you not to find something, even if it's just like minor, like this trim right here. If they notice, oh, this trim is broken off right here, and they just use some dry water, mud to fix it. You know, stuff like that. The inspector's primary job is to find something. Something. You don't leave here without a report on nothing. Having a pre-list inspection saves me a shitload of money and negotiations. Because so me as a realtor, one of my things is when we write an offer on a property, I say we're gonna use the inspection to negotiate. And so I'm trying to mitigate that right now, having my inspector come in and inspect the property so that when we get a full price offer on this house and they want to come back and say, well, my inspector found this, this, and this, and I'll be like, well, no, it's all been fixed. So it will, other than like the doors or whatever, something like that I know I'm not changing, like they just know how to change their own front Pookie Friday door. I'm not changing that. I'm looking for major stuff that I know will be a deal breaker.
For some clients, like I've gotten reports back from agents after I run a sewer scope, $14,000, $30,000 in repairs. If they wouldn't have got that sewer scope, they would have never known. They would have moved in, started using all the utilities in the house, and then the basement would have flooded. But the agent was able to negotiate that repair for them. Sometimes it's a whole line replacement. And I mean, especially for a first-time home buyer, or you know, it was a little tight making it through the buying process already. That's a big save right there for them, and you don't have to worry about having to replace a sewer line. Sometimes I come in. I also do specialty walkthroughs. So after I do the initial inspection, I could come through before or the day of close, do a walkthrough, make sure everything was done as well. Sometimes I've caught where they may have switched out a furnace and a hot water tank, but they put an older furnace and hot water tank in instead of a newer. So your lifespan is usually 25 years on a furnace, and the furnace that they put in is 30 years. That's really not good for the person buying this house because they're gonna end up having to replace a new furnace. Same thing with the hot water tanks. And you know, it's a lot of mechanicals that might be working today, but their lifespan is at the end, and it needs to be taken care of before the person purchases the house.
And then for me, on the realtor side of things, when I find issues with the inspection report, I always tell my client to negotiate it on the price, or ask for a concession. When we go back to the drawing board, especially if it's not big deal breaker items, but a lot of times, like I said, I like to go back and negotiate. So I use my inspection period as a negotiating tool to get the price lower or to get sellers concessions to help the buyer close, or with closing costs and things of that nature. But yeah, so we do pre-sale inspections all the time. Got to. And then another thing too about having an inspector come in to do my pre-list inspections, it lets me know what my contractors messed up, what they need to come back and fix, because I've already paid them. Like I paid the electrician to come do some work, and she said some of the outlets have reverse polarity. So now I have to call him back and say, hey, I need you to fix this, or I need you to send me some of the money back, whatever the case may be, so that I can get it fixed properly. All right, y'all. So this is my cleaning company. I call them for all of my flips, all of my rehab, post-construction cleanings. She does a full detail. When I say she is the coldest, next to Believe 313 Cleaning. Residential. I don't know. She's the best. Okay, she's the best at residential for sure. I know. I don't know about commercial and all that because she only does my houses. But she comes out. She does all my cleaning. She's on Facebook, Instagram. She drop your shameless plug so they can call you. They can find you.
Okay, I can be contacted at lakeshorejanitorial.com, or I can be contacted at 586-625-7311. We offer organic cleaning for commercial and residential. And my name is Clevette Works. Again, my phone number is 586-625-7311.
Now, what's your Instagram? What's your Instagram name?
Clevette Works Lakeshore. So CLEVETTEWERTS Works at Lakeshore.
So make sure y'all hit her up. Just don't tie her up to where I can't get her. No.
Right.
I'm just talking, but she's the best that I've had so far. I've had several different cleaning companies come out and do post-construction cleaning, and it just was up to par. But this young lady and her crew, they will stay here until the job is done. They don't take 1,000 breaks. They not like, oh, I gotta go take a smoke break. I gotta go get me something to eat. They gonna come here, they gonna get the job done, and then we're gonna be in and out. They stay here until it's dark time, so it shows you the dedication right there. A lot of times when I'm doing a construction job, my plumbers, they leave stuff everywhere. My electricians, they leave stuff everywhere. And the job of my cleaning company, they come in, they do the post-construction cleaning, and then they also do a detail cleaning. I mean, the bathrooms are gonna be immaculate, the walls are gonna be wiped down, the windows are gonna be cleaned out, everything from A to Z. This is like what they call a 10-point, 12-point inspection. So
Right.
this is very important to have your cleaning company come out to just kind of, tighten up the house, make sure it's ready for photos. Next week we're getting photos. We want to make sure it's picture ready, and that's the job. She gonna get it done.
Lakeshore will make sure.
Lakeshore will make sure.